it's me, Mel Byron, coming to you from Highgate Woods. This is the first time I've done a video in ages. At least it feels like that. I think we can all agree there's a lot going on in the world, personally and externally. It's really interesting because various people have asked me, why do you do your videos in the woods if they're about work, if they're about leadership? Why not do them, behind a desk or something? Well, I'm trying to subvert the paradigm because I genuinely believe, and I really want to emphasize this, that work isn't a place, it's a task. So it kind of doesn't matter where you do it, isn't that right? If that place is appropriate and comfortable and you can actually do what you're trying to do. And here I am in the woods, just enjoying the beautiful sunshine and that background soundtrack of the birds, because it's the spring. So we're going to hear a bit more bird song if I do more of these videos. I hope I'll be able to do more here, but who knows what's going to happen in the next few days. It's really interesting now that we're starting to think about, because of a certain virus, we have to start thinking about working from home and changing our working arrangements. Because it was only a couple of weeks ago that I was reading in the paper about one of the big banks that had tried this experiment, this pilot scheme, where they put a kind of device under people's desks to see how much time they actually spent at their desks, and they equated that at-desk time with productivity. So every time you popped out to get a cup of tea or went to have a chat with someone, which is always a productive thing to do, I find, that didn't count, and that felt like maybe they thought you were skiving. I don't know. But anyway, thankfully, because that is quite intrusive, they haven't pushed that pilot scheme forward. And now we're in a situation where I think pretty much for a lot of people today or maybe tomorrow might be the last day that they go into an office for a very long time, because we need to be separate from each other. And if there are arrangements we can make to work at our kitchen tables, then we're being encouraged to do it. And I, for one, in a sense, welcome that, because I think it will open leaders and organizations' eyes to the fact that work is indeed not a place. If you can get it done, get it done. And with technology, right, we can get that VPN on, you can get your emails from anywhere. And I've always been a big believer of it. Even when I worked in an office, sometimes I would do people's appraisal meetings over lunch or in a coffee shop, or even just the one-to-ones. And as you probably know, I'm not a big fan of the appraisal meeting, but if the company wanted it, so be it. So I was trying to make it as comfortable for all of us as possible. So if you have to work at home, that's a great thing. Think about that as in a positive sense. You can get up and have a cup of tea whenever you want. You can work in your pajamas with no makeup on, except obviously if you're Skyping, then maybe you don't want to do that. But let's try and harness the positive out of this. I realise that for some people, like if you work in a shop or for an airline, it's not an option. And I'm not saying it's all going to be sunshine and roses over the next few weeks, but we've got to try and find some positive there. So if you are going to do it, then, make the best of it, enjoy it, be as productive as you can be. But what I think we need to also be concerned about is we don't want to entirely lose human contact. And thank God for technology, which allows us to make videos or Skype or Zoom or whatever your particular platform is. And I think we need to get used to this, because already we're seeing that the office is becoming ever more of a concept, something virtual rather than an actual physical building. A lot of companies are perhaps opening smaller offices or having a hub where people go, and there's hot desking. So there's all kinds of different ways you can do it. And I'm really glad that we're starting to see that. So over the coming weeks, just try and make the best of being not in one place, or not in your usual workplace, but a place that works for you. Try and get as much done. Don't forget about Uber Contact. Get on that Skype or whatever, because that is important wherever you're working. But if you need to be somewhere quiet to concentrate, that's also great, and be on your own. I mean, look at all the freelancers and creatives that sit in your local coffee shop, and they get lots done. You sit with the headphones on. I've been there as well. Libraries. I love going to libraries, but I fear that working in libraries is probably not something that's available to us over the next few weeks. So I'm going to probably probably trying to make as many videos as I can over the next few weeks, because other sources of work are drying up and I'll have a bit more free time on my hands, and I don't want to spend all of it painting the spare room. So yeah, hopefully we'll get together soon. But if you want to get in touch with me, talk about topics of leadership, I'll be posting online. And because I'm like an analog kind of person, really, like this, I have made a list of all my social media content by hand, just to show that it's not all about technology. So you can find me on any of these. Send me a direct message on the Twitter or the Facebook, watch the videos. I'm also on LinkedIn. Meanwhile, happy working wherever you are. Stay safe, stay healthy, and if you can get outdoors, just enjoy it, because today particularly is absolutely beautiful. So take care of yourselves and happy working.